Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope you're doing great. So today we have another get to know type of video that I have done already a couple of times here. It's been very fun, but also it's pretty hard because I do notes, which is what I'm usually always reading to make sure I'm not missing anything, and that's the part that takes me a little bit. So I have a couple done already, so that's what I have been recording, and then once those are done I have to go again and like research part of this whole thing, which I like. Actually, I don't mind. Today we actually have a soloist again. I don't know when this is coming up, but I have had like 2 soloists already, so I think this is the 3rd or the 4th that I am doing, and it is WOODZ. Actually, it took me a while to get to him, which I'm very surprised because I absolutely love his music. He's the one that we're going to be talking about today. I will try and make this as quick as I can because while I was doing the research and the notes part for this, I realized he has released a lot of music, which I had an idea that he had, but once I saw it written on my notes I was like, oh, this is gonna be a long one. So I'll try and go through especially the music part as quickly as I can because it is a lot of music that he has released and it's gonna take a second to go through it. So his real name is actually Cho Sun Yoon. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And he actually went by that name for a little bit and then went back to WOODZ, but he actually, when he debuted solo, which I actually didn't fully know this, which is probably why I haven't heard his like first songs that he released, but he actually went by WOODZ when he debuted solo, and then later on he changed his name to WOODZ solo artist. So that's probably why I didn't hear any of the WOODZ songs that he released, and I only know the songs that he has released by WOODZ. So it was actually quite fun to do this because I didn't know any of the songs, and I ended up listening to it and I ended up liking them a lot. And I was like, I missed like 2 or 3 songs by this name. Oh my god. Okay, so he's under EDM Entertainment. I couldn't find that much about this company. I did find that this company is the one that IU is under. And this company was actually founded by Bae Yoon Han, which this person was a manager of IU for 12 years. And when this person made the company, IU was the first one that signed the company, and even her whole team went to that company. Yeah, I didn't know that part, but yeah, he's under that company before. He was actually under WOODZ Entertainment. I can never say that name of the company properly, but he was actually under that company. There is a group there that it doesn't say that they have this band, but they haven't released music together for quite a while, but they're called Unique. I absolutely love that group. I still listen to their songs, they're very fun. And he was part of the group. I don't know really how to say it because again, they haven't disbanded. They have never said that some of them have left the company, like nothing like that. They still appear active, but they haven't released music in a long time. The members are just doing their own solo stuff. I looked it up and it had to do with politics and stuff between countries, Korea and China. I don't know, I didn't look past that. I was like, oh, okay, that's probably why. Perfect, done. Yeah, he's actually part of that group. He has also been on a couple of shows actually. In 2016 he was on Show Me the Money competition, which it is a very famous rap competition. I think they still do that show, I think. He was also on Produce X 101, which he actually was part of the lineup. I think he was in the 5th or 6th position at the final lineup, and he actually did it on the X1. But if you all know, which I think I have mentioned this before, that group disbanded very quickly because the whole manipulation of votes came to light, and how they were doing that, how they were being paid for certain members to go to the lineup even if they weren't of the lineup, and because they didn't get to the position and all of that, just votes. And Ison was also on this, but Ison did finish the whole contract and stuff. X1 did. I'm pretty sure some of the members of companies were like, if I wasn't supposed to be on this lineup, I not gonna do it. Who knows what happened after the whole meeting with that, but they debuted under X1. And then after that, he has been doing solo music. His music is very different from what other people releases, in my opinion. I did really like it. For me, he's one of the all-rounded artists that is out there in K-pop, so I really like him. So let's talk about the music. It is a lot. I'll try and get through it very quickly. Hopefully this part is not that long, but I have a feeling it's going to be. Like I mentioned, he actually debuted under WOODZ. So when he actually debuted solo was on July 29 of 2016, and it was with a single called Recipe, and it was featuring Flowsick, I think that's how you pronounce it. Now again, he went by WOODZ at this point when he debuted, and it is very hip-hop. You will notice that when he went by the name WOODZ, his music was very hip-hop, just hip-hop all over, which makes sense because at this time he wasn't showing me the money, or he already finished showing me the money. I don't know until when he was on that program, but makes sense why his music was very hip-hop when he started releasing music solo. I did hear it when I was doing this, and again, very hip-hop. From what I got from it was a lot of, you know, this is me, this is the stuff that I'm gonna be releasing, and it is fine if you don't like it. I'm just telling you the stuff that I'm gonna be releasing now as a solo artist. That type of a song basically is what it was. So on November 5 of 2016, he released another single, and this one is called Baby Right, and it was actually featuring Hyunsik, names, but from B2B. Again, another one that I didn't even know about. I heard it and I absolutely love it. I am very sad that I didn't hear this before. It's still very hip-hop, but there's a sexy vibe to it compared to the other one. That's probably why I kind of like it also. It is sort of the same as the first one in the sense of him bragging a bit about himself, being like, I'm gonna be in all these places, everybody's going to know me, my music and that type of a thing. So it kind of follows the same one as Recipe. And Hyunsik voice actually goes well with this song. Okay, so he didn't release anything else during 2016 and 2017, nothing else. It wasn't until May 12 or 2018 that he actually released new music. Now by this time, he already changed his name to WOODZ to WOODZ. So from this point on, he's WOODZ. Already changed his name. From this point on, I have listened pretty much everything. This time he released another single, was called Pool, and it's actually featuring Sumin. I don't know too much about this artist that was featuring. I did love this artist's voice in the song. It goes very well with the song. I did saw that there is a lot of music that this artist has released, so probably at some point I'll listen to it. I'm pretty sure Pool was the first one that I heard from WOODZ music. I am pretty sure. I still have this song on my phone because again, I absolutely love this song. I don't really remember how I came across this song honestly. So basically this song is like feeling like that person that you love is always in your heart and it's the only one that is there. It's actually quite a cute song. The music video is actually quite aesthetic pleasing, which that goes with all of his music honestly. It is kind of that aesthetic feeling. The music video wise with the song matches really well. So if you ever see his music videos, or if you have, you will notice that it has a vibe to it, and depending on the song, the music video kind of fits. It's kind of his thing. That's probably why I really like watching his music videos, because it's kind of very aesthetic pleasing in a way. And then on July 21 of that year, he released another single and it was called Different. Compared to Pool, which is all about love and having that person that you love always in your heart kind of a thing, this one, Different, it is actually a breakup song. So it's very different from Pool. It's knowing that there's a lot of difference and knowing that it's not going to work out, so you break up but you still have a hard time moving on. Even if you know that it's not going to work out and there's a reason why you break up, you still have a hard time moving on from it. So during the song, it's like trying to find things to hate the person, or even trying to understand why you break up. Still, you know, you still cannot find the reasons, but still happens because you know you have to let go of the person, because the happiness of that person is more important to you as well. So it's kind of that song. It's very different from Pool. And then on November 3 of that year, he released another single called Meaningless. This one is one of the songs that I haven't heard as much. Doesn't mean that I don't like it, I just don't hear it as much, honestly. Though I still like it. Every time I kind of appears on my playlist, I listen to it still. It has more of a darker vibe to it than the other songs. Now, another thing that you will notice, since he changed his name to WOODZ, his music changed as well. It's not very hip-hop. It changes now depending on what he wants to release. It's always something different. So the hip-hop kind of vibe is kind of there, but not fully like before when he was releasing music under Luis. But this one, which is Meaningless, it's feeling lost, scared, and not knowing who you are, but still the song kind of gives a little bit of hope in the sense of that you still want to know who you really are and you're actually searching for it. You know, in a way it makes you want to think and trying to find who you really are, instead of going to dark places that we'll go at some point when we are very angry or something like that with ourselves. So it's actually, you know, it might be a dark kind of vibe song, but still there's a little bit of hope in it. On 2019, he actually didn't release anything. This was the time when he was participating on Produce X 101 and he debuted on S1 and everything happened. So 2019, he didn't release absolutely anything. The next time that he actually releases music is on June 29 of 2020. And it's actually a mini album, which I think it is the first mini album that he has released. It is called Equal, and the title track is called Love Me Harder. There we go. And again, this is showing a different side of him. From this point on, music is gonna be all over the place in the sense of a lot of concepts and different type of songs. It's not always the same until a little bit later on. But from this point on, he really experiments with a lot of music. So yeah, this song is really cool because usually when you think of love, you think of like the color red. But in this music video specifically, they kind of represent love with the color blue, just to give it a more dreamy vibe to it, which I think is kind of cool. And during the music video you will kind of see it and it kind of makes sense. Also in this music video there's two sides of him. There is the more calm but emotional side of him, and there's the like sexier, troubled side of him, which in a way they're saying that both of them are necessary to create kind of a balance in his music. And we see that a lot. Sometimes we get more emotional songs, sometimes we get more sexy or troubled type of songs. This is why they did this, and this one is actually a very rock vibe, which again makes sense with the kind of concept that he has. And then on November 17th of that same year, he released another mini album. So from here on, he has released other mini albums. And this one is called Whoops, and the title track is Bump Bump. I think this is one of the cute ones that he released so far. I don't think he ever releases another song that is this cute. Cute, sexy, but more cute than sexy, honestly. I do remember watching this music video and being like, what is happening? Because a lot of things are happening in this music video and I was very confused. And then I was like, okay, let me just focus on the lyrics, otherwise I'm not gonna understand it. And then I was like, oh, okay, now I know why this is all over the place. Because the song is basically like a fight. It's one of those relationships when you fight, you fix it, you move on, and then you fight again, you fix it, and then you move on. So it's kind of like an immature kind of relationship, but still, because the love is so strong, they make it work. It's like, yes, we fight a lot, but we can fix it, and we're always gonna be together. That type of a relationship. It sounds kind of toxic in a way. Once you explain it that way, it does. But that's basically what the song is. In the music video, there's a lot of fight as well, so makes sense. And then on March 15 of 2021, he released a single this time. It's not a mini album, and it is called Feel Like. This is one of my favorite songs from him. It is very sexy. There's a rock vibe to it. The music video is amazing. There's a lot of cool transitions in it. It is fun, but there's like a dark, mysterious vibe to it as well that I absolutely love. It just, I just love this song. It's one of my favorites that he has released, and it talks about love just like Bum Bum did, but in a more dark way. Like Bum Bum was in a positive kind of, because it feels like a toxic relationship, but it wasn't like a positive kind of a way. This one is dark way in the sense that it's more on the emotional side, and the damage that it makes you emotionally, and just the tension, and just almost being obsessed with a person, having to control yourself. It is like a dangerous relationship. Like Bum Bum was sort of a toxic relationship. This one is dangerous because it goes beyond that of trying to fix it. It's like, you don't want to fix it, we're gonna fix it even if you don't want to. That type of thing. But I still love this song. It's one of my favorites. I don't know why. I think the vibe of it is what I like the most. It's really good. So on August 27 of 2021, he released another single, and it was called Lullaby. Now I didn't hear this single until now. I didn't know he released this, but I did find that this was actually part of a show slash documentary, however you say that. I think, at least I put here on my notes, but I think the name is Welcome to Bavers. I think that's how you say it. I think that is the name. I don't know too much about this documentary. I did find it on YouTube. It is like a few episodes, and each episode is a different idol or artist, I think. But from what I understood, it was like they would go to that show or documentary, however you want to call it, and they just talk, but more of a deep personal level. And even some other friends or idols went there and had like a one-on-one talk with the artist and just talk about things. It was definitely on a more personal level type of a talk. So he was on the first episode. I haven't seen it. I did remember seeing a few clips because one of the members from X1 was on it, and I did saw that clip, but I haven't seen the whole thing. But from what I understood, he went there, he was on the first episode, and he was talking a lot about his struggle as an artist, what happened with X1, his mental health, all of that. And I think part of the whole project episode of the show was to release a single, and this one that he did was called Lullaby. So I think that's how it goes. I think there were a few other artists, because when I went and looked up, they also released a single close to the time that they were on this show. He released this single. I'm probably gonna go and look it up. I didn't have time to look at the whole episode, but I'll probably go and see. I didn't see as many episodes. I think I saw like 3 or 4 that I have, so I'll probably go back and see all of them and see, you know, the artists that were on it. On October 5 of 2021, he released another mini album called Only Lovers Left, and the title track is called Waiting. What this comeback was actually that he won first place on a music show. It was actually called The Show. That's the one where he won first place. And this one is again another side of love. So Bum Bum was like making it work. Feel Like was like an obsession type of a love. Waiting is an unrequited, how do you say that? Love that we always wait for, but the person is never interested, and then we see that person with another person being happy, and we're like, oh, you never looked at me that way. Okay, now I understand. That type of a love. No, you can kind of feel trapped in it. You cannot move on. and it's kind of what we see in the music video. So that is Waiting. On 2022, actually he only released one thing, and it was on May 4, and it was another mini album called Colorful Trauma, and the title track is I Hate You. This one is a very rock vibe song, completely from beginning to end. The music video, a lot of things happening. It is very fun to watch also, but a lot of things happening. This song is broken relationship, different type of relationship with each song. A broken relationship, completely done, and you are getting yourself back and finding that independence back, and having, you know, finding yourself again after going through that whole relationship that probably hurt you and you never want to see that person ever again. So it's like focusing on yourself, your self-worth, that type of a thing, which is probably why the song is called I Hate You, honestly. This mini album was the last thing that he actually released under WOODZ, however you say that name, Entertainment. On October was actually that he left the company because the contract expired and he didn't renew it, and then that same month at the endish was that he signed with WOODZ Entertainment. So from this point on, the last stuff that he has released has been under WOODZ, and I feel like this was when there was a switch in his music, and more of those rocky, hip-hoppy, kind of fun songs were put aside for a bit, and he started releasing a more ballads, focusing on his vocals and stuff like that, kind of music, feelings, emotions. It was more emotional songs, ballad type, than the other stuff that he has been releasing. So there was a shift. I think he used more music now to talk about his personal experiences and his mental health and what he was feeling at the moment, because his music from now on is a little bit different from the other stuff that he has released. So when he started releasing music again was on February 22 of 2023, and it was a single called Abyss. And again, like I said, this is different. It is about his fears as an artist, what waits for him in the future, and his fears of it going all the way at some point. Still trying to be positive, but also being realistic with ourselves. And the music video kind of mimics that, with him being like different outfits, dancing around, having fun, but also there's a part when he's stuck in a room, and he doesn't want to go out. Even though he can go out, he's scared and he has fear of going out because he doesn't know if it's gonna work. So it kind of mimics the fear that he's feeling as an artist. On April 26th of 2023, he released a mini album called Oli, I think that's how you say it. The title track is Journey. So again, this is another ballad type of song. This one focuses more on his life and what he has gone through in his life. He's like reflecting the journey that he has gone through, and even if it is the good, the bad, you know, the positive, the happy moments, how he has coped with all those bad things that have happened in his journey, but also remembering those times, because it is kind of important to remembering those things, because those things are the ones that we learn from. Life prepares us to whatever is going to happen in the future. So that's the type of the song that this one is. And then to finish, the last thing that he released was on December 18th of 2023, which was a single called Amnesia. Amnesia. I said that very funny. Amnesia. This one he actually went back to the rock vibe type of song that he used to release before. He's talking about the emotions of trying to escape some painful memories and forgetting them. It was kind of using amnesia as a way of being like forgetting everything, or kind of a way of how humans use it to forget the pain or anything bad that has happened, to be able to move on instead of confronting it and going through that emotion. Humans use amnesia to cope with things. So yeah, that's actually the last thing that he has released. Actually on January 22 of 2024 he actually enlisted in the military service. From what I found, he is supposed to be serving in the army band, and he was going to start after finishing the basic military training that they have to do. So there's no new music because he's doing the military service, but honestly all the music that he has released so far is really good. And as you can see, there's a little bit of everything here. There's hip-hop, there's rock, there's ballad, there's more fun songs, there's more dark songs. It's a little bit of everything. So I feel like he left behind a lot of music that we can listen to until he finishes the military service and comes back, and hopefully releases more music. So again, I know he's not active at the moment, but I will suggest you go and hear all of his songs. They are very different from other songs in K-pop right now, but they're very good, and I feel some of them kind of help us realize a lot of things, and I don't know, I just really like them. So even if he's not active at the moment because he's doing the military service, I think the songs that he has released so far are very good. Hopefully it goes well in this company that he's under now. I feel like it has, because his music kind of changed. If any of you have heard about WOODZ, let me know what your favorite song is from him. I'm curious if there's any fans of him out there, because he is one of my favorite solo artists. I have a couple, but he's definitely one of them, and I just really like his songs. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you're doing great, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Bye.